have over 1,000 megawatts of power from renewable energy since that we have what it takes to make it work. And we'll be getting in touch with the Water Authority to give us full detail of that the President of the Republic is about to commission and the benefit it will have on the people of the Upper West region. Just as I said earlier on, it's going to serve power to about 32,000 households in the whole of the Upper West region. So this is what the people in the region are going to benefit from. So let me get in touch with the Water River Authority officer who is joining here on set. Thank you, sir, and welcome.
Thank you.
Can you give us your full name and your designation, sir?
I am Isaac Dedu, Manager, Project Management, VRA.
Oh, okay, thank you. Now, since this project will sit directly under your office, can you tell us this whole project, what is it about?
This is a renewable energy power project. It's a solar power project. So what you see here is a solar farm, 8 megawatt solar farm, which uses the sun's energy to generate electricity.
So how they come about? What actually engineered this project to be situated at Kalio?
Okay, solar means that we need a resource, we need a sun as a resource for the generation. And in the northern sector of the country, especially in Afghanistan, the resource is available, and also land is available for solar. Huge acres of land in order to be able to. So with the resource available and then the land availability in our West region, we decided to start the project here.
So aside solar, aside the sun, which have been aside the availability of land, did you find it difficult getting other things that this project?
No, I think we've enjoyed a very good couple in the area. When we started looking for land, they were quite ready to give us land for us to develop. So they didn't encounter much difficulty as far as coming into the region. The minister was very cooperative, the chiefs were very cooperative, and the land was also very cooperative.
Okay, so how is it going to be connected to the national grid to serve the whole Upper West region?
Okay, so this is connected to the 34 kV, it's connected directly into Greek Coast substation. So it's connected into the national grid, so 161 grid. So wherever you are, enjoy this.
The people of the Upper West region over the years, our outages, and their belief and hope is that for coming on board of this project to be a thing of the past. Can that be that assurance to these people?
Yes, as is cited here, it improves the voltages of the community. So once it's connected to the 34 kV, the voltage is improved. So those who are living around will enjoy voltage. It means that their voltage drops will reduce. Yeah, so this goes straight into the 161. For the one in Laura, it was into the district. So the people in Laura enjoyed direct benefit by the improvement in their voltages, and also because the radial wire goes to Laura, the people in Kalio as well also benefit.
So quickly, can you give us a little education about solar? Why, as a country, interested in renewable energy?
Okay, so energy is to help us reduce our carbon emissions. Okay, when you do thermal plants, okay, you produce carbon emissions which are harmful to. But with solar, we are not producing those carbon emissions. Okay, and seeing our emissions in the environment and protecting the environment. That is one major benefit to solar.
Okay, so what kind of orientation have you given to the people in the region to understand the effect of a solar planted in their region?
There is no side effect. We've educated them about the benefits of the solar. They are using the sun's energy to generate the energy, and
Your Excellencies, members of Council of States, members of Parliament, Board Chairman, Water River Authority, Municipal District Chiefs, my colleague Lamino and Kuri, Chief Directors, Heads of Security Agencies and Departments, the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged and greatly honored to have been chosen to chair this August gathering. First and foremost, on behalf of the chiefs and people of the region, and on my own behalf, I wish you and your entourage to the region. Secondly, we wish to express our gratitude and appreciation to you, Mr. President, for the relentless efforts you have into your administration to change the narrative of the Upper West region and Ghana as a whole, despite the economic challenges. It is unprecedented, the monumental flagship programs and projects you have changed the lives of Ghanaians during your tenure of office. Cause to celebrate, knowing that the people of Ghana did not make him for maintaining you as the President of the Republic of Ghana. We, the chiefs of this region, have had the opportunity to participate in the launch of a number of social programs you have initiated and implemented across the country, particularly in the Upper West region, to mitigate among people who are mainly farmers. Your Excellency, it will be recalled that on 4th February 2020, for the start cutting of the Kalou Solar Power Project, it is to note that today we are here again to witness the commissioning of power projects. This undoubtedly is going to change in Ghana. In the Upper West region alone, 2 projects. This one we are currently witnessing today, and most of such projects have been far removed from Masses region time past. Today, we witness happening live here in Kalou. That is a positive change for us in this region. Let me use this opportunity on behalf of the people of the region to land-owning families for releasing the land for this magnificent project. It must be noted that going forward, Mr. President, I would be made to recruit people from the locality, especially those with the requisite technical knowledge and the community to benefit directly from the project. Your Excellency, we know the benefits of the project. It will create for the Upper West region and the Ghanaian community at large to the energy requirements of the country, and furthermore facilitate electrification, which will serve as a catalyst for industrialization. It is the game changer of the Upper West region. Must applaud the President and his team for this feat. Your Excellency, for more of such interventions in other parts to stem the north-south drift of the population. Your Excellency, as traditional authorities, we are aware of economic challenges which have affected many of your social programs aimed at improving the livelihood of Ghanaians. You have indeed shown leadership and kept faith with the people in your efforts to bring the economy back to normalcy. Your unwavering commitment for change in Ghana, despite these challenges, I hope fruits to the glory of God and leave an indelible mark since we particularly note and reward appropriately. I am most grateful to be called upon to chair this function. Please share or steering this function to its logical conclusion by cooperating. Your Excellency, we wish you and your entourage a successful work of the Upper West region. Thank you, Your Excellency. Happy. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you. Thank you very much. The President of the Upper West Regional House of His Excellency, we are most grateful to you as our revered chief. Want to take this opportunity, Your Excellency, the board membership of the Volta River Authority chaired by.
So you've been watching live pictures from Nadole Kalio, a ceremony to formally commission the Kalio solar power plant in the Upper West region has just begun. President Akufo-addo will be commissioning that project. A while ago we heard from the president of the Upper West Regional House of Chiefs addressing the gathering on behalf of the traditional rulers in the region. Just to give you a bit of a background, so the solar power plant is a 13 megawatt plant in the Nadole Kalio district of the Upper West region, and it is expected to provide power to some 32,000 households. The 22.8 million euros project was executed by Elecnor SA from Spain with Tractable Engineering of Germany acting as the project consultant. We're told that it was funded by the KfW, a German development bank, through a loan agreement between the government of Germany, represented by KfW, and the government of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance and the Volta River Authority. Shortly, we will be hearing from other personalities who will be speaking, officials who will be speaking at this ceremony. We're told the VRA boss as well as the energy minister will be speaking before President Akufo-addo presents his official address and goes ahead to do the official commissioning of the of the project. Right now, though, let's move back to the podium and bring you the speech by the VRA boss. All right, so we will take you back to Kalio shortly, where we will be bringing you the speech by the VRA boss. Don't forget that the Deputy Minister of Energy will also be addressing the gathering before President Akufo-addo delivers his address, and then move on to commission the project. As I did indicate, this is the Kalio solar power plant, which is situated in the Nadole Kalio district of the Upper West region, and we're told that this facility or this project is expected to provide power to some 32,000 households. This is the final major activity for the president as he concludes day 2 of his tour of the Upper West region. Remember, after today, the president will be moving to the Savannah region for 2 days before he wraps up the tour of the 2 regions for the weekend. As usual, we will be bringing you live coverage of all his activities in the region. This is a special coverage of the president's regional tours produced by the Ministry of Information, live here in Accra, and you're also watching us on a number of television and radio stations, including GTV, Adom TV, City TV, Metro TV, Wuntumi TV, Movement TV, Netu TV, Wezo TV, Asasi Radio. You're also watching us live on Facebook on the Ministry of Information Facebook page. Let's cross over now go back to Kalio and join our colleagues Wilberforce Asari and Akwesi Insia, who are on the ground bringing us all the big interviews ahead of the commissioning of that project. It is the commissioning of the Kalio solar power plant. Is a 13 megawatts plant in the Nadole Kalio district of the Upper West region, and it is expected to provide power to some 32,000 households. The 22.8 million euros project was executed by Elecnor SA from Spain, with Trabatel Engineering of Germany acting as the project consultant. It was funded by the KfW, a German development bank, through the loan agreement between the government of Ghana, the government of Germany, represented by the KfW, and the government of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance and the Water River Authority, or VRA. And so that ceremony is ongoing. Shortly, President akufo-addo will be addressing the gathering, and then he will go ahead to commission the plant in that particular district of the Upper West region. We're still here live on this channel, bringing you all that you need to know on the President's regional tours. The President this week began his region tour of the Upper West and the Savannah regions, and tomorrow he'll be moving to the Savannah region. Will spend 2 days in the region before he wraps up and returns to Accra. Shortly we'll be taking you back to the Kalio township, where the ceremony is ongoing, the commissioning of the Kalio solar power plant. As you saw earlier on your screens, quite a number of people have gathered for the ceremony. You have officials from the Ministry of Energy, officials from the Ministry of Finance, from the Water River Authority, from GridCo, as well as assembly members, district chief executives. You have ministers of state, senior government appointees, all gathering in Kalio for the commissioning of the Kalio solar power plant in the Nadole Kalio district of the Upper West region. This is a big deal for the people in the area, because as we are told, this facility will provide power to some 32,000 households. Shortly we'll be taking you back to Kalio for the feed, and we will be bringing you more speeches from the VRA, from the Ministry of Energy, and then from the President himself as he speaks to the gathering and also moves ahead to commission the project. As we heard from residents in the area, they are expectant. They can't wait to be signed on or roped onto this whole facility, which will provide energy and power to some 32,000 households. Imagine being brought on board this facility, and you could see the excitement in the faces of many of the residents who've been speaking to our reporters on the ground. We will be speaking to our reporters shortly. We'll be moving back to them and bring you the live feed right here on our special coverage of the President's regional tours, a production by the Ministry of Information, also live on a number of media platforms, including GTV, Adum TV, City TV. We're also live on Metro TV, Wuntumi TV, Movement TV, Netu TV, Wezo TV, and on radio on Asase Radio. We're also streaming live on Facebook on the Ministry of Information Facebook page. My name is Kweku Obenyeche. We will take a quick break. When we return, we'll take you back to Kalio for that big event which is already ongoing. Do stay with us. Welcome back to a special coverage of the President's regional tours. And before we went on break, we were live in Kalio, where President akufo-addo is expected to commission the Kalio power plant shortly. That ceremony is actually ongoing. Let's cross over now and join our men Wilberforce Asare and Akwesinsia, who are at the ceremony for the very latest. So we know that the President is scheduled to commission this new power plant for the communities in these districts. Wilberforce and Akwesi, take us through what has been happening now.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I think this project here today sends four important messages. First of all, a message to the people of Kaleo, the people of the region, and the people of the north of Ghana. This project will provide, will make the power supply in the region more reliable. And this is an important prerequisite for inclusive growth in this part.
The government of Ghana enacted
it also shows you that the international community wanting you as we stand ready to continue this support.
The legal framework that is needed.
The second message is the message to the independent power producers. This project proves that this kind of project of this size are technically feasible and economically viable here in Ghana. And we of course hope that this success will encourage many other independent power producers to follow. I'm actually quite optimistic that in particular the field of mining, we will see followers.
We are told
Third
that
message
this power
is a
project
message to the international community of states that signed the Paris Climate Agreement. This project will help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by over 30,000 tons of carbon dioxide per year. So Ghana is working on its promises. And fourthly, it is a message to my government.
We are just waiting for the President of the Republic to give his speech. Right after that, yɛbɛkɔ baabi a mpanyinfoɔ ɛkɔ akɔnkɔmɛhyɛ, and that is where President of the Republic Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ɛnso ɛbɛtumi akɔsɔ ɛnkane amena wɔn sɛ ampa sɛ ɛyɛ adwuma ne sam. And just before say I've been speaking to some assembly members, especially this project was sit in their electoral area, and you see say because aside from so at the light so it's a big project. It adds up to 12 years. So man has witnessed over the years to actually be of the past over course.
The 60s and the 70s, embraced thermal generation in the 90s, and now we are charting a new path with the rest of the world in the area of modern renewable energy, led by particularly history which President Nana Akufo-Addo kindly for being president since independence, to have achieved the largest deployment of modern renewable energy capacity integration in the history of Ghana. Mr. President, out of a installed renewable energy capacity of 151 megawatt, 114 megawatt peak, being 75%, was done by your government. This makes Ghana West Africa's in modern renewable energy deployment. Mr. President, your government is implementing additional projects which will ensure that by the end of next year, renewable capacity will reach about 300 megawatt peak. This is in line with the Renewable Energy Master Plan, which was also devolved government. Our goal for the power sector is to ensure by the year 2030 we will have an installed capacity of at least 1,350 P of modern renewable energy. Mr. President, there is no doubt that leadership and direction in the energy sector has repositioned the energy industry as key enabler for socio-economic development. In this era of energy transition, the policies of your government are already bearing fruits and are rightly putting Ghana as a leader in sustainable development. This has given true meaning to your role as co-chair of the eminent group of the United Nations Sustainable Goals Advocates. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our planned and structured deployment of projects in strategic parts of the country like Kaleo is in line with our commitment to deliver affordable and reliable electricity. Under the management of the Honorable Minister, Dr. Matthew Boku-Prempe, the ministry will ensure that most of the new projects like one are positioned geographically to improve energy access and reliability across the country, provide jobs, and bring the engineering practice and technology closer to the step of every Ghanaian. Ladies and gentlemen, project in Kaleo should remind all of us that under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Ghana and developing all other parts as promised the people of Ghana. It's supposed the ministry and all our agencies, particularly PIDCO, NEDCO, and ECG, are ready to our continuous resolve to support your vision of an energy economy to deliver accelerated development to our people. I thank you. Honorable Amin Anta, our Deputy Minister, Ladies and gentlemen, we are now having the privilege.
Valentine, okay. So what do you do here in Kaleo? Part of the elders of the constituency project that is being commissioned to you. Oh, it means a lot because help means job for people here, and it changes the economy of the area, and so the youth will be aware to take part in improve their. Okay, so we are crossing over to Akufo-Addo is about to address the gathering. Let's hear Mr. President.
Christian and Muslim, Upper West Regional Minister for Roads and Highways, and Member of Parliament for Agyapong, Minister for Local Government, Decentralization, and Member of Parliament for Okre, and Member of Parliament for Fuasi Ayebi, Minister for Public Enterprises, and Member of Parliament for Ifia, the Deputy Minister for Energy, and Member of Parliament for Karaga, and other Deputy Ministers of State, officials of the Presidency, Member of Parliament for Nadoli, the District Chief Executive for Nadoli Kaleo District Assembly, the Chairperson and Members Board of the Volta River Authority, Chief Executive Officer and Management of the Volta River Authority, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to the Republic of Ghana, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Spain to the Republic of Ghana, representatives of the contractors, the President, the distinguished members of the Upper West Regional House of Chiefs, the traditional rulers, residents of Kaleo, fellowians, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm happy to see my good friend, Mona, here. Even initially, I thought on seeing him, the administration had been transferred from Accra here to Kaleo. It is good to be back in Kaleo, especially to commission the Volta River Authority's 3rd megawatt solar power project. This is further testament to what President Akufo-Addo promises he delivers. Recall that in February 2020, before the cut of the 2020 general elections, I was here in Rio to cut the sword for the commencement of this project, which was the phase of what will eventually be a 28 megawatt here at Kaleo. As pledged, this project has been duly completed, reiterating government's commitment to diversify further the country's entire generation portfolio and increasing the nation's renewable energy generations. The project, along with ongoing interventions in the area of energy efficiency, use of natural gas for thermal generation, adoption of cooking solutions, decarbonization of oil production, amongst others, is helping us accelerate the attainment of our nationally determined contributions as presented at COP26 in Glasgow in the United Kingdom. The Akufo-Addo government has invested heavily in the electricity transmission network, which will enable us to evacuate more renewable energy through our grid to support the extension of electricity to all parts of Ghana. For this reason, Kaleo is a dedicated transmission line that evacuates power to current and future solar capacity at Kaleo, grid co-substation at Wa. At peak sun hours, Kaleo and Laura plants can meet the entire load at Wa and its ends. This can make Wa the greenest city of the Kaleo solar power plant is consistent with ghastly determined contributions to addressing the effects of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, Chairman, since 1961, the nation started commercial production of electricity. Almost all the decent assets, with the exception of the Bui hydropower plant, have been located in the middle and southern parts of the country. We have thus taken upon ourselves, as part of our development trip, to bring some of these sources closer to the north, thereby additional opportunities in our regional development journey. Has been one of our main vehicles for improving access to electricity developments, particularly in the northern parts of, and it will continue to do so. Its solar plant of 2.5 megawatts in back in 2013. Under this government, successfully completed the 6.5 megawatt solar plant in Law, which I personally commissioned. Today, signing off on this 13 megawatt addition. This particular project in Kaleo commenced concurrent September 2019, and initially the combined capacity projects was to be 19.5 megawatts. I'm reliably informed that through the diligence of the Volta River and the implementation of some technical improvements, the product capacity of 22.8 megawatts is to VRA management and their technical teams. This increase in power generation in the upper is evidence that the region's industrial and socio-economic accelerate. Industries and other facilities now be established in the region due to unavailability of electricity supply can now be assured that there is enough capacity to meet their industrial, leisure, and domestic. I'm happy to announce that even as we did, the construction of another 15 megawatt plant and funding has been duly secured from our partner, Development Bank KFW. We expect that from now, the contractors will complete that as well, together once more, to witness another historic milestone. Without a doubt, the benefits of renewable energy in the world are immeasurable. In addition to the present, the continued availability of the sun throughout the year reduces the recurrent financial burden of electricity in our nation. Renewable energy, eradication, improve livelihoods, and a catalyst for development. I encourage international partners to invest in other sectors of the country to work with the Volta River or flood more of such projects in these environments. Naturally, it is worth emphasizing that this will provide several benefits, including spread of our power generation assets, improving the of our national power system, stabilizing voltage of power supply in the region, and ultimately with carbon footprint. This new project is in 30 people during the construction phase. I'm glad most of the workers used for some 95% of the construction and are from the nearby communities. The project is a tourism boost for the Kaleo community and is the best educational and technological field trips in the region. So contribute to promoting the advancement of science education, engineering, and technological activities in this area, the outlook of our young people. With this, it is expected that corporate social responsibility programs and neighboring communities will be enhanced in many forms, including but not limited to the education of the Kaleo DA Primary School and the provision of critical amenities for the school. Electro SA from Spain and Tractor Bell Engineering from Germany for completing this structure. I commend also the Ministries of Finance and the Volta River Authority for their respective roles to fruition. I am particularly grateful with whom the government of Ghana enjoys strong relations, partnership for funding this project through KFW to more such fruitful exchanges in the future. Very much. The presence of the German ambassador here with us, the Spanish ambassador too. And I take very much on board the German ambassador about exploring further modes of operation in the energy field. On behalf, I express my sincere appreciation to the Upper West Regional Minister leaders and all stakeholders for their support in the development of these projects. It is my sincere that maintenance of the project will be on top of everybody's and the purpose for which it is being set up will not be lost. And that chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, pleasure to declare the 13 megawatt Kaleo Solar Power Commission. May God bless the people of Kaleo and us all. And may God bless our homeland Ghana and make sure. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right, so President of the Republic has just addressed the gathering here at Kaleo, and essentially Kaleo Solar Power Project is due to commission. He indicates that he's excited about this project and
that's because the Upper West region in the Republic of Ghana, because the amount of that from this project has the ability to essentially greenness in our country. I've just been joined by the Deputy Minister for Energy to address this gathering. He was there when the President was speaking. Let me quickly the commissioning of this project. What is in stock for this region?
First of all, as the President said, war and its environs in the whole of Ghana, because has a total load of about 30 Upper West region. But for war and its environs is about 20 megawatt. Now this facility, which is 13 megawatt, plus the SWAT of solar in Laura, together gives us about 19 megawatt. And so which means that the 19 megawatts can meet good of war and its environments from renewable energy. And this is why the President is right in declaring Wa as the greenest city.
Indeed. All right. So, what next for the President? The process is on. I mean, after this, what is he going to do to inspect some things here? What is he going to do?
The facility, and then he will switch on. But formally, we are connected to the national grid. For this house to be hooked to there is a dedicated transmission line here in Kalio, which we are going to hook our to, and then that will be taken through to the substation in distribution through the region.
So how is the distribution going to be done?
To the national grid, and once it goes into the national grid, there are substations that can switch on to distribute it for consumption in the war area or of the energy that is being exported.
Indeed. All right. So, lastly, I know you need to go and join the President, but before I let you go, tell us what next for about renewable energy, not only here in the Upper West region, but for the rest.
It is important for me to state that the President Akufo-Addo, now on record as a President who has achieved the greatest renewable energy in our history as a country. We currently have 100 of solar, but the President alone has done 7% of that. That is 114 megawatts of that. This is very historic, and this is why he's living by the name that is one of the co-chairs of the UN Sustainable Development Goals advocates. He's living by that, not just in words, but also in action. Indeed, we are also developing the energy transition plan under his instructions, and we will go through that, scale up the deployment of renewable energy. For example, by the end of next year, we want to achieve 300 watts of solar. You know that we is doing 100 megawatts right now. If you add it to the 151, that's about 250. DRA is going to do an additional solar here in Kalio, and if you add the others that are happening in the country, we should be achieving 300 megawatts by the end of next year. Our goal is to achieve 1,350 as per the Renewable Energy Master Plan. But the way we have started and the agency attached to it shows that we are committed to contribute our quota to address the climate change problems afflicting the whole world.
And I know that the Jubilee House, for example, is also going solar, because when you enter there, you see that they are fixing solar panels. When President Akufo-Addo was speaking, he talked about maintenance. How are we going to ensure that this project is maintained so that it can?
The project cost includes maintenance, and that is will also be involved in the maintenance up to some. And we will train the Ghanaians to take over the maintenance when the time for the construction. As maintenance is concerned, we are very much aware of it. That is why the cost why we are training our own Ghanaians. We also want it's going to support our universities in the north to installation and also solar maintenance, so that eventually to take care of the maintenance and the future installation of solar in the north of the country.
Okay, so Minister, just before I let you go, we need to actually press the button. And so currently here on the ground, and it is powered by the solar installation the solar system that has been fixed in Kalio is airborne, I can say, for distribution. President akufo-addo is heading to the center where the machines and everything are set up. But Minister, will be able to achieve that target that has been set in nation. Looking at the speed at which we are going, or we need to increase the momentum to be listening.
Yeah, we will achieve it. I mean, if we develop the facility in 2019, and we are already achieving 300, we have started well, and the progress is impressive. And so addressing it, and the agency attached to it, and the resources we are mobilizing, take these projects, I have no doubt that under the leadership of Dr. Matthew Boko, the target we have set for ourselves, there is no doubt about that.
It is. Thank you, Rasta, for energy. Is the one we have been speaking to Mohammed as we will allow you to go and join with the president, and we'll talk again very soon. And so we've been bringing you a live coverage of the commissioning of projects here in Kalio, where President akufo-addo joined the chiefs and inhabitants of Kalio to bring you the commissioning of the ceremony. Power, solar energy has been, are showing that indeed it is on, and we are told that, and hopefully the people of Wa, or the Wa Upper West City in Ghana, because the power that is going to be supplied, meeting virtually all their needs in terms of electrical power. Once any kind of other sources of power and rely solely green, because it's one of the sustainable development goals to go. So once that is done here in the Upper West region, it would have become the greenest region in the Republic of Ghana. Which other region is going to join this renewable energy from the Kalio power? Solar has duly commissioned it. So the president will now begins his regional tour of the Savannah region, commencing tomorrow. Fuado has brought his tour of the Upper West region to one with the commissioning of the Kalio power project, which is now for the people of Wa. Once we leave here, we'll be heading to our coverage. We'll be bringing you all the 9 years as far as the president is, together with my colleague Kencity Media, who has just is our host anchor all the way in Accra, and with our coverage of this entire activity to an end. My city is so what is currently happening now is the president of the republic has just going to inspect
how the operational works of this plant on the line to indicate that yes, indeed, the power plant is fully activated. The Upper West region are going to benefit from this project, which the Ghana government, there's a second phase of this project. That government will soon take 2.8 million euros. 22.8 million euros. So this is where we hand over to you as to also go to the control of how this whole thing.
All right, Wilberforce Kasari, live updates from the Kalio solar plant commissioning, which has just taken place. The commissioning was done by President Fado as part of his two-day working tour of the Upper West region. Don't forget, the President began his tour yesterday, and he's wrapping up today in the Upper West. Tomorrow, he will be in the Savannah region to begin a two-day working tour of that region. And we've been bringing you live coverage of the activities that the President has been embarking on throughout his tour of the Upper West region. We will continue our coverage, our live coverage tomorrow, right here on this channel, where we bring you the updates as well as all the major activities in the Savannah region. This is a production by the Ministry of Information here in Accra. My name is Kweku Obeng. Just to recap a few of the major comments that featured in the President's presentation at the commissioning. The President said the project signifies government's massive investment in the energy sector. The solar plant is a testament to his government's willingness to address climate change. The President also says that this project is in combination with the Laura plant will help support industrialization in the Upper West region. He also announced that plans are far advanced and funding secured for another 15 megawatts solar plant in the Upper West region. So these are some of the key points that featured in the President's address when he commissioned the Laura solar plant project in the Nadoli Kalio district in the Upper West region. As we did indicate, the President is getting ready to move to the Savannah region, where he will continue his tour, and we'll be bringing you live updates right here on this program, a production by the Ministry of Information, and live on a number of TV stations and radio stations, as well as live on Facebook on the social media handle of the Ministry of Information. That's it for today. We will be back tomorrow. My name is Kweku Obeng. From me and the production team and our crew who are out there with the President, thank you so much for joining us. Do join us again tomorrow. Goodbye from us in Accra.